All right, and moving on to the next topic, we can first start, and actually, let's just do the relegation battle now, just to finish off the Premier League for the rest of the week. And then we're going to move on to F1 soon after. That took place this last weekend in Melbourne. So the relegation battle. As a Leeds fan, um, I do pay close attention to this sometimes. Every time I'm
most of the
watching
time.
it on USA and the scores pop up, gives me updates, and I'm on my phone a lot during the games. Let's just say, looking at what's coming out.
Stressing.
And yep, and I believe it's 15th, 16th, 17th, and 14th. They're on 27 points,
Hmm.
and then Leeds are at 26th. Um, team below us. I know Southampton are on 23 or 24.
How many do Leicester have?
25, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that
Incredible.
proves my
Wolves have
knowledge.
28 too.
Yeah. Either way, but I looked it up, and I was looking at this earlier. People were saying how impressive it was that West Ham shot up to 15th after being at 19th. Leeds can go from 18th to 13th if we beat Forest tomorrow, and it's just so intense down there. Every team, nobody seems to know how to play consistently to the point where it's literally within a 5 point gap from 14th to or 13th
To
to
20th.
to 20th, and it's just crazy. And
Absolutely.
it's one of the most exciting relegation battles I think there have been because usually by this point there's at least one team that's guaranteed gone. And honestly, at this point, I'm going to say
Yep.
Southampton are basically gone. I'm going to knock on wood real quick and hope that they're gone, so that way at least have a better chance.
Mm.
But it is something that is a nail biter, and just like last year, I'm going to be watching this until the very last day of the
Yep.
season.
Very last minute, basically.
Yep. Um,
Yep.
Leeds last year barely escaped it, literally within the last 20 minutes. We didn't know he were going to stay up. And then Jack Harrison scored an absolute beauty of a goal. Followed, or that was after Rafinha scored a penalty, and boy, do I wish he was back right now.
Him and Phillips.
Him, honestly, Phillips, skill wise, yes, but I don't know how he would fit the system anymore. He played a very specific role under Bielsa and Marsh, or barely under Marsh, but a very
Yeah.
specific role. But Rafinha, I feel like he just listens and he has pride. It's
Yeah.
just something he never more pride than Luke Ayling though. Never more pride than him. He's awful, but he is a
Mr.
pride
Leeds.
merchant. Probably sixth best English right back right now.
No, he's probably like 10th.
True. Um, but it's just ridiculous all the teams right now. Palace just beat, I believe it was Southampton with the 95th minute goal,
Something like
and
that, yeah. Man.
West Ham beat Southampton 1-0. Palace beat I'm not sure who it was, but
Palace beat Leicester 2-1.
Leicester 2-1 with the 95th
Bournemouth
minute
beat
goal,
Fulham
and I
2-1.
was very mad about
Nottingham,
that.
Nottingham and Wolves drew 1.
That I was
West
happy with
Ham
that
beat
result.
Southampton 1-0.
I'm happy with draws. So that way teams are still with us. As long as we win, I'm happy with teams around us getting draws. That's not Leicester. I want them to lose. I want Leicester and Southampton to keep losing.
Mm.
Everybody else draw. We need to leapfrog.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I know I'm putting emphasis on Leeds right now, but with 12 games left,
I mean, that's the point of view you look at it from. So,
yeah, we still play Bournemouth. We still play Leicester, Forest tomorrow. We still play. There was another. We play West Ham still. I know we still play Spurs. I hate to say it, but we can beat you guys at this point.
yeah, anyone can.
If you guys are in eighth place by the time we are the last games of the season, I believe. You, Leeds and Spurs.
So if we have nothing to play for, that's what you want.
That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, hey, but if you have nothing to play for, just be in third and clear of third. You're in the Champions League, have nothing to fight for. Solid third place spot. Let us win. I'll
It's
bribe
not
you.
going to happen, but I'd love it
But
to. It's not going to.
yeah. Um, there was 1 second. I'm just gonna go along the teams real quick that I feel like Leeds can realistically win, and maybe some teams that we have the possibility of tying with. So
All right,
Forest
I'll
and
name them to you.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna give him to me?
Yeah, so it's a bit
Okay.
more one the two of us
Yeah,
going
yeah, of
back and
course, of
forth.
course.
Nottingham.
I feel like we can win. They're. It's a battle of two relegation teams, and we're both clumsy.
Mhm.
We could
I see a
win,
1-1.
but Vober being out, that's the only problem right now. I think we have Adams is sporadic. He's a road dog,
Mm.
but he cannot pass. So
Mm.
Roca and McKennie in that double pivot honestly wasn't that bad compared to
Yeah.
Vober being out.
Mm.
He is the
It's
reason for Bowen Kocher so good right now.
mm.
And Nanto being out, Sinistera just gets more minutes. We paid so much money for Sinistera. He deserves minutes.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
But again,
I think 1-1.
with the formation we played last game, we played Somerville, Sinistera, and Harrison up top. You tell me who's the striker in that situation. No, it was no, sorry, it was Somerville,
Aronson.
Aronson, and Sinistera up top.
It was Aronson.
We played with three strikers. They were all moving around. That is a system. Now everybody had their moment. Ailing got cooked, I will say, at day minute in, minute out. Harrison, Aronson, Somerville, Sinistera, they all had their moments. Um,
Mm.
it was just it was against Arsenal though. What are you gonna do? Um,
Probably the best team in the league right now.
yeah, I mean Arsenal didn't look the best, but even when they're on a bad day, they can still beat Leeds. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Still a game to watch to try and root for a result, but it is what it is. But all the teams around us, I believe Leeds have the fourth out of the 13th to 20th. Leeds have the fourth easiest game of run of games. So
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I kind of agree. So Nottingham
hopefully,
prediction.
I'm gonna
We'll speed run
prediction
these.
or hope
Just win, draw, loss. Win, draw, loss.
win. Well, I'm biased. I'm very biased.
Yeah. Palace.
Win just only because you're against a bad defense, and I still feel like they won't be able to score.
I think you guys will lose against Palace because we're Hudson will plus 1 now.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
Liverpool.
We beat them earlier. We're gonna get smashed. It's gonna be 9-0. I feel like we're gonna get absolutely destroyed.
Draw.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I'll take it. Point's a point.
Fulham leads.
I feel like Fulham are just falling and not fighting for anything anymore. I'll take a draw.
Same. Leicester.
Depends on the week. I'm gonna hope for a
Yep.
win. I'll take a draw, but realistically, if they got a manager, we might lose.
I would say you guys lose to Leicester. Bournemouth.
Yeah, real quick, Harvey Barnes, I hate him. He only scores against Leeds. Moving on to Bournemouth.
Yep.
We're gonna beat Bournemouth. I feel
Yeah, I would
it's
go
gonna
with
be
over.
5-4, but I feel like we're gonna beat them just like last time.
I can see that too. City. Next one.
So
Newcastle.
Liverpool beat us 9-0. They're gonna beat us 20-0. Okay.
Yeah. Newcastle.
We drew with them
4
last.
0.
It was 0-0 last time we played Newcastle with Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, you're gonna lose to Newcastle though,
Okay,
especially if they're
moving on.
pushing for a Champions League spot. West Ham.
It depends. It might
If
be
they've gotten
1-0
themselves
with them.
away,
It could be 1-0 West Ham. It could be 4-2 Leeds.
mm,
Like
if they've gotten away, I think they'll be fine. If like they don't have nothing to play for, I think you'll win. But if they're still in the scrap, you'll lose. And
that's
then
fair.
Tottenham, you'll win.
Thank you. So how many wins was that? With Forest, we said we might win. For this is for sure that we both agreed on. Forest, Tottenham, um,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth,
And
and
then you get like 2 or 3 points against
with some draws.
Newcastle, West Ham. Let's say you get 2 points from like Leicester and Fulham, but no points against
That
Palace,
puts us as
Newcastle, Leeds.
36 points. And
That's
38
close.
I would feel like would be clear. 36
Mm-hmm.
is pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it wouldn't be unrealistic for us to grab one random win out of there. Like City just chokes one day. Like we beat City
Yeah,
before. So
yeah, it's not happening again though. Only
it's
Spurs beat
not
City.
happening again, but I feel like I wouldn't be surprised.
Not if
Is
you
all I'm
don't
gonna
have
say.
Ober. So we'll see when he comes back.
Vober,
But
he said he is an only 2 week injury. They're
mm-hmm.
just taking precautions. But all
Yep.
right.
So think we'll shift this on quite dramatically to Formula One.
Yeah.
The third race of the season, the third Grand Prix weekend of the season, was completed at Melbourne, and you did not watch it, right?
I did not watch it this weekend, no.
Did you see anything about
I have nothing to say. I had the topic earlier, and you can
it?
take this topic now.
So not even like who won.
I'm gonna guess Verstappen won,
Yeah, of course.
and I'm gonna guess Perez came third.
Nope, nope, nope,
Oh, second?
nope,
Did he DQ?
nope.
Oh, okay. Now I'm interested.
It was actually a good Grand Prix this year. The first couple races make you think, oh, this is gonna be crap. So first lap, Perez had a mistake qualifying, had to start from the back. Might as well just start on Sunday, just get through qualifying.
Yeah.
Um, Mercedes looked very quick in qualifying, I will say that though. But come race day, first lap, Leclerc gets crashed out by Lance Stroll. Racing incident, not a Lance Stroll moment, racing incident. Because trust me, I know all about those Lance Stroll moments. So Stroll goes out lap one, and so does I think someone else crashes out, and it's safety. No, no, maybe it's just him. Let me have a look. Yep, safety car. That's it. There was a bit of damage, like Ocon took some damage, went to the back. But very, very good start. It started quick again. It kind of spread out after about 10 laps, but Ocon had a big crash and ended up with his car in the middle of the road. So they red flagged the first red flag of the season and the race. For reference, 2018, 2019 didn't have any red flags all season.
Oh wow.
Just keep that in mind as I keep telling you about this race. So red flag, another standing start, gets off to a great start. Signs really struggles from the restart, and the grid kind of gets shuffled again. Kind of goes on for about another 40 laps. Not much is happening. Gasly's fighting in the top five. That's good to see a different team up there, but it's been Verstappen running away with it. Hamilton second, Alonso third. I believe it was Sainz in fourth with Gasly fifth, Stroll sixth, and then just kind of Perez further down, making his way up the grid. Very boring until about 3 laps to go. Magnussen decides he's going to drive his car into a wall and lose a wheel.
Oh
Pretty
wow.
amazing. Yep. So Magnussen goes out, and George Russell had a mechanical DNF. His car lit on fire. But so now 3 laps to go. Red flag. Race is restarted. So second red flag of the season. Second red flag of the race. It's only happened a
This
handful
feels
of
like
times.
reminiscent of the end of last season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So once again, Hamilton Verstappen on the front row. Signs Perez behind, or Alonso signs behind. Uh, Rest of the grid. They go into turn one. There's 3 laps left. Everyone's like, frick it. There's nothing to lose. So Sainz spins Alonso out. Um, Logan Sargent smashes in the back into Nick DeVries in the back of the grid, takes them both out. Gasly gets a terrible start, ends up taking out Ocon, and both of the Alpines are out of the race. And just like that, we lost 4 drivers out of the Grand Prix, and the race is red flagged before the first sector can be completed. Because the first sector has not been completed, the grid is reset. So, meaning at the beginning of the safety car, when they started that lap, is what the positions they go to, even though someone like Alonso was in third when he got spun out, but he was at the back of the grid, is he's now back in third. Like, so for example, Haas were in place and Sainz was in third place about to get a grid penalty. So Nico Hulkenberg was about to get his first ever podium in Formula 1 after 250 odd races. But the rules made it reset. And in the end, it was first Verstappen, second Hamilton, third Alonso, fourth Lance Stroll because of Sir Carlos Sainz penalty, fifth Perez, sixth Norris because he just didn't get crashed, seventh Hulkenberg, eighth Oscar Piastri, the local Melbourne guy, and then Guan Yu Zhao and Sonoda got ninth and 10th. 12 drivers finished the race.
Wow.
If it's worth watching the
I was gonna
highlight
say
videos when we
I'm
get off
gonna
of
be
this.
watching that.
Yeah, it was insane. I was bored by the last 5 laps. I was about to get up and be like, well, nothing's happening. And Trevor watched it overnight, or my roommate Trevor watched it overnight, and he said make sure he said just don't get up yet. Just watch. Just watch for one more lap.
What time was the
And
race?
um we live in Eastern time, so it finished at 3 p.m.
Okay.
3 a.m. Sorry.
3.
3
That's
a.m.
why I was like, did you stay up until 3 a.m.?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I don't want to trash my sleep
I
schedule
was gonna
for the
say,
one
okay.
race. Yeah. But yeah, super exciting. And it made me feel like the season actually has some hope. Verstappen's going to win everything, but the rest of the grid's going to make it very interesting
It's true.
because a lot of the teams are really close. But yeah, that's everything I have on F1. You got any questions about this?
You told me how good Lando Norris was, and I barely know anything about F1, but that's
Mm-hmm.
all I had. So,
Yeah. He did well enough.
well, he got
And he
points.
got,
That's all that matters.
yeah, he's no longer last.
That's good.
So we can go to the results, driver standings, if I can find it. Um, this moves Verstappen 1, Perez 2, Alonso 3, Hamilton 4, Sainz 5. That means Lance Stroll is in front of George Russell, Norris, and Charles Leclerc.
Okay. Well,
So,
yeah.
yeah. In fact, even Nico Hulkenberg in front of Charles Leclerc this season. So, story of the Ferraris. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll wrap this on, and we got a short little video coming out after this with just a quick little snippets of mine.
Yep.
But yeah, that's everything we got in F1. Thanks for listening.